Before we get started, I have to let you know that this video was sponsored by Squarespace.
Hey, my name's Carmack, and welcome to my arcade. And today I will be showing you how to do the Star Wars force pull effect, just like this. And my friend Manoa, come back into the scene. Did you like that effect? That was really cool. Oh God, are you okay?
So I'm actually releasing a Star Wars film I shot in Thailand where I use this effect. That video will be released next month and I think it's gonna blow your mind. And now, let me teach you how to do this effect. First things first, bring your footage into Adobe Premiere. With every great special effect, the first thing you actually need to do is film it correctly. And so let's watch this footage back. So I force reach for the lightsaber, and as you can see, Manoa actually brings it to me. This will ultimately be a jump cut because right here, I react to grabbing it in my hand. So the moments I'm standing still, we will actually clip that up and we're just gonna mask the lightsaber flying into my hand. And so to do that, we will create a screenshot right here when the lightsaber is still on the LaCroix box. So if you'll come over to the bottom of the viewfinder, hit export frame, make sure you have import into project checked, and we're gonna call this lightsaber. Hit OK. And now let's come to the frame right before you react to grabbing the lightsaber, right here, and hit export frame again, and we're gonna call this slate because now the LaCroix box has nothing on top of it. Hit OK. So now we have our lightsaber and slate images we will drag into our Adobe Premiere project. And now we're gonna select everything, right click, and come up here to where it says replace with After Effects composition. We're gonna open this up in After Effects, and it's gonna be beautiful. Okay, now that we're in Adobe After Effects, the first thing we wanna do is get to the frame right after we reach for the lightsaber. Bam. Now what we're gonna do is bring the screenshot of the lightsaber right up to that point. We're gonna zoom in to where the lightsaber is and mask it completely out. So come up here to your pen tool or hit G, and let's just make a rough mask around the edges of this lightsaber. So basically, we complete that mask, and if you solo it, you can see here we just have a lightsaber, which will act as the image that's flying into our hand. Unsolo that. As soon as we reach for it, bring that lightsaber straight up to that frame, and we're gonna hit P for position and make a keyframe, S, make a keyframe for scale, and R for a rotation keyframe. So hit U, which brings down all of your active keyframes. So right now we have a position, scale, and rotation keyframe. And let's go over, I'd say 5 frames. And what we're gonna do is just drag the position to the left, all the way to where your hand is. Just like this. We're going to turn the rotation a little bit, drag that down so it's not flying straight into your hand, but it kind of has a little curve. And if we watch that back, you can see that the lightsaber now flies into your hand. Now, it looks unrealistic because there's no motion blur, but if you come to these 3 circles in your effects panel, click that, and then as you can see here, it creates its own motion blur. So let's watch that back. Cool. So we basically reach for the lightsaber and it flies into our hand. But as you can see, the lightsaber is still on the LaCroix box, and we do not want that. So we're gonna grab our second image, which will act as the slate for when the lightsaber leaves the LaCroix box. Let's bring that on top of all of our files, and we're just gonna make a mask around where the lightsaber would be. And hit M twice to bring down your mask options and just feather that out a little bit. And if the top of your lightsaber starts to be revealed, just play with your mask until you can't see any of it. And let's bring that underneath the lightsaber file. So now if you watch, as soon as you pull it, the lightsaber flies and we have a clean slate on top of the LaCroix box. And that looks great. So now what we're gonna do is as soon as a lightsaber that we keyframed reaches our hand like this, select everything and hit Shift Control D to delete everything. We're gonna delete the two images and we're just going to go to the part in the frame where we react to getting the lightsaber, and it's just gonna be a jump cut. So right here, right before we react, and hit Shift Control D, and let's bring that to the end of our slates. And let's see what that looks like. Oh wow, that's awesome. So now we have a force pull with motion blur and masked out lightsaber, and now you are officially a Jedi. That honestly looks awesome. So this is how you do the force pull effect. It's basically a jump cut with a little bit of masking. Now, of course, let's export it. I'll show you how I export things in After Effects. So go to File, Export, Add to Render Queue, hit Lossless, and we are gonna change the format from AVI to QuickTime, hit OK, and change the file to Force Pull Lightsaber. Hit save, and then we would just hit render. And so to really sell this effect, you just need some great sound design, and I usually just use some whooshes from Epidemic Sound. You can get a 30-day free trial, link in my description below. I use all my sound effects from there, and when you're doing special effects, what's crazy about sound design is you have to make something sound like it exists when none of it's real. Keep in mind, I'm releasing a Star Wars in Thailand film next month that I'm so freaking excited to share with you guys. What this means is I'm gonna release a few Star Wars tutorials in the next week leading up to it. Comment down below if this was helpful. I would love to see you guys do this effect. If you share it on YouTube, social media, let me know. And to keep my arcade up and running, paying the staff, maintenance, all of it, I need to thank today's sponsor with Manoa. Squarespace! Squarespace. From online stores to marketing tools and analytics, Squarespace is an all-in-one platform. Now, Manoa, are you a filmmaker?
I am.
Well, with Squarespace, you can set the background of your website as a video that you've made in the past.
That's cool.
That's cool. And so, come close to me, come close. So basically, people can come to your website and immediately see your work. And they've got award-winning designer templates.
Oh shit.
So basically, you can display your already incredible work with an even better award-winning display so people will think that you look very professional.
That's like 1 + 1 = 2.
And listen, Manoa, Squarespace empowers people with creative ideas to succeed. And are you a creative person?
I am a creative person.
Do you want to succeed?
I do want to succeed!
Then go to squarespace.com/willcarmack to get 10% off your first website and/or domain.
I'm going right now!
And just like that, Manoa's gonna go exceed and show the world that he's an incredible artist. So thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video.